KOD Media presents the #1 late night talk show in the entire metaverse. Covering everything you need to know in the night's realm. You're watching The Night Shift. And now, your host, Chigoman Porto and the Knights of Edje. KOD Media presents.
Yeah, it's season 2. What's up, Edge? How are you, bro?
Doing well. How are you?
Dude, I'm excited. It's season 2 of The Night Shift. We've got Front Yard Baseball Project on here with us tonight. Dude, I'm excited about that one. I can't wait to learn everything about it. You know how it was. I caught wind of those guys a couple months back, and I was like, we need these. We need these. Like, we had to get some. I'm excited to talk to those guys and see everything. But you know what, man? I want to talk to people in the chat. Little Knights of Edje recap. You know what? Let me take the crown off real quick and relax. Let's take it down a notch. But I don't know if everybody saw and heard the news, but the Knights of Edje have welcomed the Dino Monks community into the kingdom. And it comes great with bringing mental fitness to the KOD kingdom. This is great. This is just exciting news. It came out of nowhere. What are your thoughts on that, Edge?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, huge proponent of mental health awareness, and the Dino Monks have shown that they know the ins and outs of how to introduce that into Web3, and that it just is perfect fit. We're looking for all these different branches of our kingdom, and mental health was a channel we had, but really outside of just a few people in there just kind of talking things through, and just kind of some therapy type side sessions, there wasn't any real concrete stuff for the community to do, and this was going to change all that.
Yeah, 100%. Super excited. So everybody in the chat, Knights of Edje, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, we are holding a Twitter space with the Dino Monks team, the KOD team. Come on, ask your questions, figure it all out. You know what I realized with Twitter spaces, Edge? Like, I feel like people raise their hand, and then when you accept it, then they stumble. Like they had a question coming in, then they're like, I just want to say I really like you guys a lot. Thank you. And then they hang out.
And we'll take that, we'll take that. But I definitely know you get a little bit of stage fright first time up on faces, even though, it's not a big deal. You just kind of, it's that whole public speaking thing, even though they can't see your face. It's just kind of gives you flashbacks, a little PTSD.
It's so funny. It's like, it's not really public speaking, right? I mean, they can't see you.
Right.
But, we did the Creed Town one the other day. People raise their hand, you let them on, and then it's like,
little mic shy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Obviously, I'm not mic shy.
Right.
But till this day, bro, I freeze in the drive-thru. I get the kids' orders right, my wife's order, and then it comes to me, and I'm like, and I never get it right, ever. It's the freaking worst. How about action? I know you guys know about it. The partnership is there. Knights, we get a 1-year subscription. Talk about utility. If you need help and directions on how to get it done, get in the Discord. It's tagged there in the announcements. You're able to get in there, register, get your subscription taken care of. Some people were saying, oh, well, we're having issues when we click on certain things. Follow the steps. You won't get charged on your credit card from what we hear. You put your code in there, you get to go. And if there's an issue, just hit up their customer service. That's it. They're going to get back to you really quick. I'm excited about their team. Dude, this partnership right there was huge.
I'll tell you what, when this was kind of tossed out there a month or two ago, it was, I thought a pretty ambitious partnership to go for. And then when it was locked down and we got the deal of, all the Knights getting to have a 1-year subscription, which is incredible. It was super exciting. And especially we've got obviously the rabid fan base, and we've got all the sports bettors in the Discord, and we've got some great guys who provide alpha for us. But just having that Action Network subscription to kind of tack onto that and getting some insight, maybe some special insight in the Discord from those guys from the Action Network, it's just super exciting.
Yeah, I mean, and you're making a partnership that is totally in line with true degens. I mean, how could you not be excited about that? So again, guys, get in the Discord, jump. I think we even have like a article on it on the Medium, and there's a thing on Twitter. You can find the information everywhere. But super excited about that. But man, I know we got other announcements that we can jump into, but I think we need to jump in to our guests. Now, everybody in the chat, those of you early birds that are here, appreciate you. Don't know if you heard, but you actually have a chance to win a front yard baseball guy tonight. There's 2 of them on the line just for being in the chat. Look, I'm gonna make it easy. Hey, Dr. DiCaprio, I see you in the chat. Congratulations, you're entered. Bryce Sangulo, what's up, bro? You're entered. Metaverse King, you're entered. Agent Squirrel, entered. I mean,
You're in.
okay, now we're getting a lot of comments. All right, stop. Oh,
Oh,
Richie, you're in.
Weird how that happens.
Henchman. All right, this is gonna go on for a while. All right, I'm gonna stop. That's too much. All right. Appreciate everybody there. Guys, spread the word. You see, I feel like when we do giveaways, Edge, like this one, people don't want to retweet it. They're like, yo, there's less people watching.
Right. Oh, yeah.
More opportunity. So it's a
Just-
smart play. All right, whatever. So I know we've got our 2 guests waiting backstage. All right. I think I see one camera on so far. We'll see if the other one's working. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Oh, we were just talking about people being shy on camera. Oh my gosh. Guys, we've got CEO and visionary Andrew, and we've got the artist and the marketing guru himself, Mike. Guys, how you doing?
Hey man, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Bro? Yeah, we can hear you now. Andrew,
That's great.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Oh, there he goes. We can hear you.
No,
What's up,
that's the last thing I am, man. I'm dealing with a toddler right now, so yeah, we're juggling a little bit here. So I'm gonna be able to turn it on in a second.
Yeah, no problem, dude. I had 4 kids. All right, I don't miss the toddler years at all. Take your time.
4 kids. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro. So every time I hear toddler, I'm like, all right, good luck. I appreciate it.
I have a 10-month-old.
I'll turn it on here in a second. So
sounds good. What was that, Mike?
I have a 10-month-old. So
all right, listen,
but
I'm
I
not
can
dude that
imagine just
started
doing
young.
4 times.
You're tired.
Nah, I started young. My youngest now is 16. So, I'm on the tail end. Oh, it's beautiful. Mike, Andrew, man, I appreciate you guys making time to hang out with us.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
are excited about your project. So I'm going to do the professional thing here. You ready? We're going to start off with this one. Guys, I would really love to know the origin story on Front Yard Baseball. Can we start there?
That's great.
Yeah,
Andrew, you can do the honors.
Yeah, we have no idea how it started, really.
Perfect answer. Next question.
Yeah, let's keep moving. No, I mean, some little background on the project and kind of like the leads here. Mike and I were actually college roommates back in the day, and our other founder, Hudson, is actually my brother, and we got into the space a little before we started this project. Collecting NFTs, mostly on my side. It was play to earn gaming, whether it was like Zed Run or Chicken Derby, or those games where you can earn money with. And really, it was out of nowhere. I got a text from Mike one day. He's like, "Hey man, have you heard about like NFTs and like play to earn gaming?" And I was like, "Yeah." We had no connection before that on the space, and all of a sudden we're kind of thrust into it together. And we're like, why don't we like create something together? Like this is something that we enjoy. We both have backgrounds with baseball and love like baseball and sports and stuff. And it personally, my background is in software development. And Mike's is obviously in the creative side. You can see him; he looks like a creative dude there. And Hudson's also in the software side. And we were like, we know the technology. We know how to make this work. What is something that is cool that's a little different than what the space is currently offering? You looked in the space when we were creating it. It's derivatives, all kinds of animals, right? And we were like, let's try and create something new and fun and something that's a little bit throwback. Mike and myself we're millennials. I'm 33 now. When you're around that age, you know games like backyard baseball, you know games like NFL Blitz and like all those things you played in the arcade and all that kind of stuff, right? And it was kind of like we wanted to create something where it was a little bit of a throwback to our childhood, a little more fun, a little less like edgy and hardcore, and something that was, I guess, accessible to a lot of different people. And so we came up with Front Yard Baseball, and that it obviously has the same kind of similar vibes to like your Backyard Baseball and your Pablo Sanchez's and all those guys, right?
Yeah.
But we created kind of in the same vein of it being fun, it being accessible, it being a little like whimsical and not so serious, and a little more playful. And we've been working with some great developers to create our game. From a high level, just kind of a quick overview of it. It's a play to earn game where it's simulated, right? Where you can take your kid in there, which is an NFT. Each kid has its own stats, its own unique abilities and whatnot. You take them in there. Our first game mode, you're matched up with 8 other teammates, and you take on 9 other players in a 9v9 simulated game where you can earn money. So that's kind of like the premise of it. There's obviously a lot more stuff that goes on in the back end, but we've been working hard to create a game. Yeah, there you go. There's our little logo there. Create a game that's fun, that's unique. A lot of play to earn games you play, it's basically you versus everybody else. Ours is cooperative. If your team wins the game, you're guaranteed your money back. If you are in the top 3 on the winning team, then you get the bonus pool. But the idea was like less about winning and competitiveness and more about kind of like throwback to the simpler times and being able to play a game that for me at least was a big part of my childhood. Being able to see that come to life in kind of a new age and in a new way. So I'll stop rambling here. I'll let Mike talk to it.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah.
So Mike,
Yeah,
I mean, you said as artist, so you're the one that drew these up?
Yeah, so Andrew and I we came up with the design. We wanted to make it more like Andrew said, whimsical, very fun. We love the old Backyard Baseball, whole a lot of inspiration from them. But really, I grew up in Georgia. I'm from Georgia, outside of Atlanta, Athens, Georgia. If anybody knows where that is, it's a sports, it's a creative town. It's a big hodgepodge. It's one of the greatest places. But grew up there. My brother and I, we used to play wiffle ball in the front yard till this is before the internet and before the sun comes down. And we had ghost runners on first and second to the point where we weren't really sure if we had. I'm sure I had a player on third. I'm pretty sure it's, so we come from that era. And after growing up in the dawn of the internet, we took those games and brought them straight online. And my brother and I played Backyard Baseball, and we would take turns of who was playing Pablo. And those times were really fun for us. And we got into that, and it almost feels like, so it has so much nostalgia around it. So we really wanted to take that, and the Backyard guys were really above their time. They had a lot of diversity there. There was a lot of different characters that were representing, and they just had a really fun game that was just fun, interactive. We took that and we wanted to represent that in the art. So it was a time where a lot of projects weren't really leaning into possibly more race tones, skin tones. And so that was something that Backyard did really well. We wanted to do that as well. So we have the full spectrum of emojis covered. So we have the full spectrum there. And what we try to do there is really embody just different representation. We also have women and girls in represented. Fun fact, there's actually one more woman in the game than guys. We really just wanted to really have a full representation of it. And we know this space tends to be more male dominated. And so we wanted to have women represent as well. So really from an artistic standpoint, we really had at a point to do boys and girls here, and really just all different types of looks and things. So that was really important from my perspective. And then from Andrew and I, once we nailed down the kind of concept, it really was Andrew taking over the gameplay and make it more cooperative. In this space, we see, either 1 versus 1, or I have mine versus another one. But here we're on a team of 9, and we got to work together that's what made Backyard so great, is that your player did multiple things, played multiple positions. We wanted to take that as well. And Andrew made a very awesome and fun game. Where you play with your buddies against other people's crews, and that whole neighborhood, aspect with it as well. We play a lot with that in the art and also in the game.
So good. So you guys are saying you team up with other guys, right? And simulation, all that. But if you have your own 9 players, can you make up your whole roster?
So eventually, yes. So the initial
I bought
game
a lot
mode.
Of these guys.
Yeah.
The initial game mode.
Teams.
The initial game mode is you put one player in, and that's to make it accessible to anyone and everyone, right? You don't have to be you don't have to be as rich as you were before, but you don't have to have a ton of money to get into the game, right?
Right.
You can have one and just play. And the next kind of phase of this is the grudge matches, where you can take 9 of your kids against 9 of someone else's kids, and it doesn't matter what level or tier it is, but you go and you play against them for bigger stakes, right? That's kind of like the next evolution. So we have that kind of the grudge matches, and we also have the neighborhood events that we have, which you can think of it more like clan battles or teams, right? Like you go in, I put in a shortstop for my team. The other 8 guys in my clan or team or neighborhood put in different players for different positions, and it plays out in a simulation against another neighborhood for, again, bigger stakes than the regular one. So that's kind of like the next evolution of it.
Yeah, I'm liking the sound of that. Edge, think about it, bro. We got Knights of Dejan team, and we're going up against other projects. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous.
Jig and I
know you.
back when we first started talking about this, and we were trying to strategize before there was even a mint or anything like that. Like, man, we got to get all the same team, the same jersey. Maybe there will be a boost of some kind. Like, there was so much fun thought going into it, and I think it would be super fun for our community to have a full team to run out there and just be able to go up against, another community and put something on the line for it.
Yeah, it's evolved a bit too. And Mike, you can talk to this in a second, but we're wanting to add like cosmetics that are unique to either communities like Knights or whoever, right? Where teams can come in and you guys can have a unique identity, whether that's jerseys or hats or whatever, right?
Oh, wait. So you're saying there's a possibility we can have a Jigga Man Porto front yard baseball player? All right, I'm holding you to it.
Yeah, let's go.
High possibility, sure. But yeah, that's kind of like the evolution of it. We want to see that happen, and that's kind of like where it gets interesting, where you start creating a little more strategy behind it, with not only just like your player, but kind of a macro level strategy. So
nice. Now,
Very
real quick,
exciting.
Everybody in the chat, I see the questions. Don't think I'm ignoring you. Yes, we're live. We're going to get to it. Just because you ask a question right then and there doesn't mean the show stops and we just jump to it. But I promise we'll get to those questions. So, guys, I mean, obviously, everything about the game looks dope. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. I mean, like Edge said, when we were trying to strategize and everything, then we started minting them. And it was like, oh, wait, but I like the one with the slime. And then I like this. Yeah. And then it's like, you're like, okay, I don't even know what guys I want to go with and all of that. But I also want to talk about the fact you guys have had some ups and downs, right, through this journey. Do you mind talking about that? Like what we're.
Yeah, honestly, we love to talk about that. And I think that's what makes us a little different than a lot of people in the space is what we've told the community from the very beginning is this is a community project. What we do is we are 100% open with our community through ups and downs. And that's the hard part as a community manager is it's a lot of fun to tell people that we're doing really well, right? And here's all the great things we're doing, but it's also really hard to tell them that the development had to pause because crypto just crashed, right? And there's a lot of like ups and downs that go with creating not just a PFP project, but actual game. If you think about software development or gaming or anything like that, there's a lot to it. And if you play video games, you don't have to play video games, but if you do, you understand that some games take 4 years to make. They take millions of dollars to create. What we've done is we've created a community effort to fund this game through mints, through a lot of different events that we've done. 100% of the funding that we have raised has gone to this game. Mike Hudson and I haven't seen a single dime of it since we started this, and 100% has gone to the game, and we've been completely open to the community on where all that money's going, who's getting that, like if the developers or if it's marketing or whatever. This is where it's going, and I think what's been great is people have really appreciated that and latched onto it, because what other software development company or game development company do you get such like insight to where your dollars are going? You pre-order a game, I don't know where that goes, right? But if you buy an NFT here, you can see your money in our contract, where it's going, when it's being spent, all that kind of stuff. So it's
that's really cool.
We have a lot of visibility for all of our users into what's being created, where we are. We do updates on our project, how it's going, again, to the good and bad. And it's currently we're sitting at needing $10,000 or something to finish up the rest of the game. And it's the community's latched onto it. It's been great to see kind of the support behind it. We did have, ups and downs, right? We did have some issues with when crypto crashed. Developers don't work for free, and we have to pay developers. So, what's that? Zugid?
Zugid.
I don't know what that was. And developers don't work for free, and they're not like they're not part of our team, so we have to pay them, right? So when crypto crashed, we had we had to pause development for a little bit. From there, we had a huge support from the community and from people coming in and just really appreciating what we've done with the project. Honestly, how the community's been driven through us being open about things, and it's been awesome to see that feedback. And we're getting close to being completely funded for it. And once that's done, man, it is pedal to the metal.
It's go time.
Yeah, we only have I want to say just over a month left of development once we finish the funding. So
yeah, this has been one of the most proudest projects of mine, because we just been very open, and with this we have one thing the NFT space needs in general is more transparency and less big money. We see this in a lot of projects where people put these pump projects where you get a lot of money put into them. It looks like a good quality project, and then all of a sudden it gets pulled, and really the holders are really left kind of standing. One thing with us is that we're all community route on this. So we've been slowly building this community, and we have players on day one. So it's just really great to kind of be a part of something like this. And we have just such amazing fan base and supporters. So big shout out to each one of you guys, because you guys have made it. You brought us this far. So this is
and I will say, guys, and I know Edge has some questions, but that's why I kind of wanted to touch on that, because I jump in the Discord. You guys know I'm so busy, but I try to say hi or something every once in a while. Yeah. That was one thing about what I love what you guys are doing in your Discord. Like, there's no secret. This is what's up. This is where we're at. This is what we need. This is where we're headed. This is and that transparency really made me feel comfortable to jump to the night to DJ and be like, hey, council, we need these. We need to be a part of this. So I think that goes a long way. And you can tell with the community you have in there, you have so many people that are that same like-mindedness, that appreciate what you guys are trying to do. So kudos to you guys. Edge, with your question. For the record, I saw you itch your nose. Okay. I saw Metaverse King say, if you read this, itch your nose. I saw the itch.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
He wants
I can't leave my boy hanging. Yeah, I know. They can't handle it. Hey,
I know you had some questions.
I do. I really, so we're roughly the same age. I'm 34. Played baseball my whole life. My dad was a baseball coach. I played baseball in college. I played men's league after and coached high school for a while. So huge part of my life. I was just curious, like, what we kind of touched on it earlier, but what sparked your love for the game itself? Not necessarily the NFT game you've made, but the actual game of baseball. Like, where did that start? How did that begin?
Oh yeah, mine's movies. I mean, we grew up in the golden era of baseball movies.
Oh yeah.
From Major League to The Sandlot. Oh gosh,
Field of Dreams,
Rookie of the
Year. Rookie of the Year was one of my probably my favorite. Yeah. Honestly.
Angels in the Outfield.
Oh,
another classic one.
Little Big League, right?
That was a great one.
Yeah.
So I could go on and on and on about the best baseball movies ever.
Oh yeah.
And so really watching these movies, I grew up in Atlanta, so I was a part of when Atlanta Braves won their World Series here.
Oh yeah,
right after
96.
the Olympics, 96. Yeah,
I was at the
And,
Olympics. My aunt and uncle live in Atlanta, so
yeah,
I was
so-
there, 8 years old, running around in the 100-degree
Yes.
heat, scared
yeah,
for my
you know
life.
it. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
there was nothing bigger in Atlanta Braves than John Smokes, Greg Maddux,
Tom
Brad
Glavine,
Rocker, Tom Clavin. So all of these, I grew up
Andrew
watching these
Jones.
guys.
Oh yeah,
Yes, Andrew
studs.
Jones. So I was just like, oh yeah, I have to play baseball, and I just been playing baseball ever since. I retired to softball, but so I'm still, it's in my blood. I love the game. I love the
We
sport.
get to we get to that age, right, Mike, where it
Yeah.
becomes softball.
Yeah.
I
We
hit
have to-
40 now. It's
You playing
softball.
fast pitch or you playing slow pitch?
Yeah, I got to do at least 45 minutes of stretching the quads before I
Oh
go
yeah.
out. So I absolutely love the sport. It takes a whole team, and I believe this is a hot take. I believe it's probably the hardest sport. It's one-on-one. There's no hiding. You got the pitcher,
No
you got
time.
the batter, and then the pitcher throws the ball, and then that's it. You're on, the spotlight's on you to hit it. And it
This
is.
Braves talk. I got to make sure I do.
Yeah,
the
there you
Yankees
go,
action.
there you
All right,
go.
go ahead.
Am I gonna have to get a? I'm gonna have to get a Busch Stadium background to rep.
So yeah,
Gross.
I love baseball, so I can go on and on a day and talk about
Awesome.
how I love the sport. So, and I hope that comes out through the game. It has to, because we're so passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And just, I mean, everybody's kind of been ripping on baseball the last few years. It's unwatchable. It's a slow pace. It's this and that.
Yeah.
There are people that still love the game and the aspects of the game. And I think it's pretty, it says a lot about you guys and your love for the game to dive into Web3 and make a game that maybe isn't the sexiest,
Yeah.
NFL would have been easy, going football. Basketball's a way a lot of people are going, but baseball, I mean, it's not the sexy name, but you're going to find that there's a lot more of us out there that will appreciate that than some might think.
And I'll jump in here. My favorite sport is not baseball, actually, and I preface that.
Go White Sox.
The way I like video games. I love fantasy baseball.
Moneyball's great.
It's
100%.
I like fantasy baseball, I think, more than I like actual baseball. And you mentioned like it could be easier to do football, it could be easier to do basketball, as a lot of people do. But when it comes to a simulation and when we're looking at like statistics, right? There's literally no comparison in any other sport than baseball and statistics. And it opens up a whole can of worms.
Where they begin.
Yeah, exactly. It opens up a whole can of worms when you are able to. If my player is left-handed, I'm going against a right-handed pitcher, and it's a Tuesday at 7 p.m. My player plays better. Like it just unfolds this like amazing amount of like uniqueness and matchups that you don't get in any other sport. And we thought that'd be really cool to do as far as creating a game. And we want to create front yard football. We want to create front yard basketball. We want to do all these fun things in the future. But I think starting off, we were like, okay, what is something that we can create that is not only like enjoyable to watch, but enjoyable to like dig into details of the stats of the results of the games, of the players, and what makes my player unique and all those kind of things. And baseball just lends itself to it. And so that's definitely where we kind of lean towards baseball as opposed to like I know a lot of people do basketball or football or whatever. So.
Yeah, baseball is kind of just the thinking man's game. There's between every pitch, like you're talking, it's 1v1.
Yeah.
You got to think about, I got to execute this pitch, throw in the right spot. Every defender has to know what pitch is coming, so they know how to react and how to shift and there's just a lot more that goes into it. And I like that personally a lot more than some of the other sports, the mental side of the game. So I definitely appreciate that you guys jumped into the baseball side to start off.
That's great.
That's fun.
I want to ask you guys. So you have the BSBL token, right? That's going to be attached to this. So is that what's going to be pretty much how we bet on games? Like, is that what we're putting up when we're saying, "Hey, I challenge you"? Like, how is that all playing out?
Yeah, good question. So BSBL is our in-game currency. That will be how you can do things like purchase limited time boosts and cosmetics or things like that in the future in our in-game store. And how the betting on games will work, I won't say betting, how the entry to games will work is you'll be able to enter games with Polygon, with WETH on Polygon, and be able to, whether it's, we're also talking other scenarios of having other ways of entry, but it will be essentially a dollar amount. That's whether it's a $3 entry, a $1 entry, a $10 entry, whatever, that you put in, whether that's $3 worth of WETH or $3 worth of whatever. You put it in, you put it up against all the other players, and then you get payouts based off of that. The baseball will also be payouts through winning games, through being
payouts in USD.
Yeah. Sorry, the payouts will be in USD.
Nice.
But then the BSBL tokens will also be won from games. You can use those to buy things in store. You can use those. You can trade them if you want. Those aren't listed on the store anywhere, like on a marketplace. But you can use those to purchase boosts, cosmetics, things within our game.
So
Cool.
cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know you guys are still working on stuff. Do we have more or less an idea, time frame wise, that we're shooting for that you think the game will actually launch?
Yeah. So, I mean, and again, total transparency. We started this off. We were shooting for end of July. Crypto was not nice to us. We had to pause. Like I said, we have a month to a month and a half of development left. We are closing in on the funding to finish this up. Everyone wants a timeline, and as soon as they hear a timeline, everyone holds you to that timeline. But we're shooting for obviously before the end of this year to be complete with this game. It's
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it's soon. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we started development in February. So if you think about that, it's less than a year of development compared to a lot of your games, which take a lot longer. But it's more than just a game. Like, right, we have a community behind it. We got a lot of things going on. So it's made it enjoyable to create.
Awesome. All right. So before we go into the chat questions, all right, and chat, yes, we're going to get to your questions. Oh, for those of you that are late, we're giving away 2 front yard guys tonight. And I think we'll do a chicken race or something, or a duck race. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Everybody that's in the chat that's been talking, you're good. Richie, you've asked way too many questions. You might get demoted.
I like his questions. I'll answer his questions.
Yeah, his are good. He's texting them to me too, in case I can't see it here. All right? So I want to try a new segment with you guys. You're the first guest on season 2. All right. So I'm calling this Jigga's Hot Buttons. All right. That's hot. How you doing? And what it is, here's things that from your white paper, everything you guys, this is what kind of stuff I want to find out and excited me. Number 1, the charity aspect that you guys are tying into this.
That's great.
Bringing sports to underprivileged communities. Like, can we touch on that? That's so dope that you guys are doing that. What's the plan
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a great, you did your reading. That's great. That's a really big part of this. We're donating a big chunk at once we've finished totaling mints to underserved youth sports charities. I grew up in a very poor town in Georgia, and I had friends who couldn't play either sports or on the baseball teams because they didn't have enough money to pay for registration. So they didn't play. Unfortunately, their parents wasn't able to afford it. So I grew up and definitely knew those kids. And so whenever we were talking about doing some game that was going to be profitable, we were like, this is 100% going back to a portion of this to charities and bringing up that component. So not only are we giving, we're doing a bunch of charity work, we're also giving away a Tesla to someone. So one of the holders will be entered into a Tesla. I don't know how we're going to deliver it, but I'm personally going to deliver it to someone. It's going to be the best day for me. So
that's awesome.
That honestly is what makes me like having the most fun, to donate this money to charity and then give this Tesla to someone. That's honestly the funnest part for me.
Now, I saw the legendary thing, Andrew. So one of the charities I saw listed, which I'm excited about, the Anthony Rizzo Foundation. Where does that tie in? Is that
so we have 2 collections, right? One is our regular front yard baseball collection. That's the kind of generic kids you see. And we also have our I don't call it it's our VIP clubhouse collection, where we have partnered with athletes to create 1-for-1s of them and auction them off. Kind of the deal that ends up happening is each athlete gets to create 3 NFTs for our VIP Clubhouse, 1 to keep for themselves, 1 to auction for benefit to them, and 1 to auction for charity. So
Nice.
the Anthony Rizzo Foundation was one of the foundations that one of the players donated to. We were able to raise a bunch of money for it, and so as those players were auctioned off with their NFTs, they each had, I think, a week to auction them, and people bid on them and things like that. All that money went to the charity as well as to the player for their likeness and to be in the game. We didn't see any of that money. All that money was passed through to them.
Right.
That's
Again,
great, though. Yeah, we've raised a bunch of. I think we raised.
Yeah, so we've raised a good amount of money between that. We've raised a few $1,000s now and then donated it to some underserved youth charities and across different organizations. But it's been fun. I mean, that's people like to see those things and see that, like, your project cares and things like that. People want to see a game as well, but those are kind of things that when you as a project, as like kind of a pillar of your project, when you are doing things and creating these games, and when you get into like monetization for your store, and we're talking about BSBL and stuff, it's good to kind of rewind a little bit and see kind of the core values when we first started this was, we want to create something that's unique, that represents everyone, and that benefits kids. Mike and myself and Hudson as well, we all volunteered with kids organizations, children's organizations as we grew up. Mike and I did that together, and that's something that's kind of like stuck. And that having kids of our own now, it's kind of like, man, this is like something that is
Jigga, you have 4.
Yeah. What I say, I was the charity case. I was like, help me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's when you get to that point as like a parent, you're like, some people don't have things like enough to give their kid, and the thought of like myself not being able to provide for my son is like that really gets to me.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to go back to those core values of doing this for fun and for a game and all that, but also like being able to benefit other people is kind of the core value of what we started. So
awesome. All right, second one on the list for things that hit the hot button, the HawkU partnership. That's hot.
Oh yeah,
this hot.
Is great. Charlie's great. Yeah, Charlie is a whiz. Charlie started HawkU, and it was something that really benefited the Zed community, and he built this thing and bootstrapped it, and basically had just a fully on community ran project. He builds completely in the open, which is awesome. He takes feedback from Twitter, and so we really like Charlie. We have some similar building ways that we build. We build out in the open just like him. So the fact that he approached us and was like, I want you to bring your game on, and we're partnered, and obviously Red Village is as a part of that, and these are huge projects. Zed, Red Village, and then us. And so we felt really honored. But Charlie has been just a blessing, because he's really cares about what he's building, and he really took all of our data, which is a lot. We have so many stats, we have it not organized, and he organized it in a way where you can now go on and say you wanted a picture, you can search for a picture on HawkU, and say if you want a kid who's a specific rank or a tier, you can go search specifically for that. Before on OpenSea, you weren't able to do that. All our stats got buried into some other box. But he organizes it, and you can go in there and filter it, and it's going to be a game changer. It also has live data that it will pull in for those who are not familiar with HawkU. So you'll be playing your kid, and you can see live batting averages, and that will get generated onto HawkU, and so you can see how real time this kid is performing. And so it gets really technical, but the HawkU partnership was just one of the best things we did.
Yeah, I mean, for the Nights of DJ on our Friday night show, tonight we ride into the metaverse. It's our P2E gaming night. And, you're on there with the projects we're already covering, right? Zed and the Red Village. And then you guys I'm like, all right, HawkU, you're making my life easy. I can just go right here and see everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, this is kind of my segue. How you doing? I figured we'd have both of you here. Edge, could you do a screen share and pull up hawku.com?
I can.
I want to get Mike and Andrew's opinion, and we'll just go through 4 of the ones that we bought. All right. We've got like 21, 22 already. We're getting some more. But I figured, you know what? Pull up number 4067. Let's start with that one.
Jesus.
And I want these guys' honest opinion. All right.
All right, blind reveal.
Four
Do we know
zeros.
what it is? Have you seen this, Andrew? Have you seen
No,
it?
I haven't. I mean, I know
Okay,
that they
I don't
got
know the
some, but
skin.
I don't. Yeah, let's see them.
All right.
All right, we got a rookie.
All right. Here's our first one. First of all, the background I thought was dope. All right. I'm like, all right. Looks like
That's great.
crazy stuff.
That's my Tron. That was my Tron. I was in a Tron mood.
There we go. So, all right. So everybody in the chat, so you can see, it'll show you right there. It'll show you the total score. Then it's batting skill, and the other one's pitching, right?
Correct.
Yep.
All right. Now, if you click, scroll up, where's the one where it'll show?
You go to skills.
Skills. Yep. All right. So this is the first time I'm looking at 2. I did figure we'd do it together. All right. And I'll either look good or bad with what we pulled. What we got here? We got a 62 batting power. All right. So we might not have a great batter here. So in your opinion, without giving us all the alpha, but feel free to do some, what should we really be looking for in that batting power realm?
So I'll say this. And if you go on our white paper, you can kind of see the breakdown of these. All of our players are broken down into tiers. If you see here, this is a rookie player. Rookie players will only ever play against rookie players. So even though your kid might have a 62 power and have what looks like lower level stats, they could be like God tier within their tier, right? You could completely dominate the rookie tier with your kid. In the future, we'll have like boosts and things for them to like to go up in levels and all that kind of stuff. But you will only ever play with kids in your respective tier who are around your level. So just because you look here, that's only you see a kid with a 62 batting power, that doesn't mean they're doomed. A 70 defense could play in the grand scheme of things.
That's great.
Very well.
Actually, that's great
right?
for a rookie. Yeah.
So when you're looking at these, it's like if you are in the lower tiers, kind of getting a player who's more specialized in certain things is a boost to. I mean, because not many kids have super specialized higher numbers in certain things. So a 70 defense is good here. And the bubble gum, our cosmetics play into things as well. So you're actually doing pretty well here.
All right.
Yeah. And if you go to player stats on this one, you can see what your kid, this is what we get generated. And so you can see your stats here. So that would be very helpful too as well.
All right. So they gave us the answers of it's not horrible, which means we didn't hit gold on that one, but the bubble gum and the bat
bubblegum and gold shoes. Bubblegum and gold shoes aren't bad.
Those are rare. Yeah. And then what we do, how you get these, how we get the rookies and all the different levels is the total of your points. So total of your stats will give you a number, and Haku has done that, and they already put our label on it. So I wasn't sure. Do we know what this kid is?
So this one's 4058. He's got a total skill 600, 317 batting skill, 283 pitching skill.
Yeah,
this
kid's not bad. 87 power on 600 isn't bad.
This kid's getting up there. This is a lot bad. This in your tier.
I think this is one of my favorite cosmetics. The slime glasses.
That's actually true.
So again, cosmetics play a part of the game as well as far as the outcome. So the more rare cosmetics you can get, the better. But so that's a good. You got the slime glasses, but going to the skills, having an 87 power is not bad with a 600 kid. The max for most of the kids is 95, so an 87 is pretty good.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then Andrew, you designed Andrew did more of the game designing. How are we defining batting power versus batting?
Yeah. So in the simulation, the black box that we have, batting contact is your ability to hit the ball. when you get a pitch. Batting power is if you hit the ball, where is that going, right? So if 74, 87 is not bad. If you're hitting the ball with 74 and having an 87, that thing could carry quite a few times.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I like hearing that you like the slime because Edge will confirm. I was like, dude, we got all these slime ones. I freaking love the slime. All right.
Slime's
I don't know if it's like the inner Nickelodeon or something, but the slime was
Yeah.
golden. All right, let's look at one more, and then we'll make Coach Richie happy.
Oh,
and start answering
wow.
some questions.
Wow, you did pick out some good ones.
You
Okay,
got a
here
good
we
one
go.
here.
Yeah, this is
This is
is pretty
700. So
good.
this is the top tier that we have. So go back if you would to the previous page.
Okay.
I might have to
Um,
tell
It'll
Charlie
tell
to
you
add
that, yeah. So yeah, we'll add it to here. So this is
Yeah.
a Hall of Fame level player. You see 700 and then 654 and 346. So good player.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
See, I had no idea. I mean,
yeah, 700 is the highest.
Have them. Oh, hey, Edge.
If you go to
I think we
skills,
did all right, bro. How you doing? Hey, Knights of Dejan, we did something right here.
bubblegum is good. In general, it's rare. A blue bubblegum is even rarer. So
yeah,
yes,
this kid
we-
is definitely
yeah.
the better of the three there.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
as
know
far
what?
as,
Hold
like,
on, real
goes-
quick,
that's
guys.
awesome.
Let me make this easy for people in the chat. No, it's not for sale.
yeah.
All right. Keep going.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is good. So we go back to earlier saying that the higher the contact is, the more likely you're going to hit the ball. And when you do hit the ball, your power comes into play. So your power tells you how far it goes, or just the ability to hit it, and where it goes. So this is a pretty good kid. This is a pretty
Look at
good
that
kid.
change
This is definitely
Yeah.
my favorite, the knuckleballer.
Yeah.
Yes, and the changeup is nice. I mean, this is a nice
Not a
kid.
bad,
Yeah,
it's not a bad, yeah, it's definitely not a bad pitcher at all.
Yeah. I don't
Good
think
kid.
I've seen. I don't think I've really seen an equal batting, pitching kid.
Yeah, this one's not bad.
I don't know. This,
Yeah, I mean, this
kid
is gonna
It's
be
all
like our
randomized. It's
this
all
is gonna be
randomized.
our
So we don't
main
really
chick right here.
know. Yeah. So
yeah, we don't
Ooh.
we
actually
see them
know.
as you guys see them.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's do one more. 4050.
All right.
Okay.
And then I'll set up a private appointment with you guys to go through the other 19. All right. I'll just call Hawk you.
That's awesome.
Nice. So the candy cane is rare. The glove is, I think that's
I
one
think
of
that's
our
a
rare
rare
ones as
one.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got some good
Dots.
cosmetics here. Yeah, so you get some good cosmetics. You got a good background as well. Any background you see, we have like plain backgrounds, but any like special background you see is considered above rare or more. So this is good. And then what is it, 600?
Yep, 600 player.
This one's
Yeah,
like
so
consistent across
Pretty
the board.
balanced.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty balanced. Yeah.
Yep.
What's going to be this is 600. So this is what this wouldn't play in the same as the 700, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this one's pretty balanced across the board. You got a jack of all trades here. So
All right. Well, that makes me happy to hear. And the fact that the slime is pretty awesome. So we're on the same page there. Cool. Let me you can stop sharing the screen. I think I can move it right there. All right. You guys got a couple more minutes. We'll see what questions we got in the chat.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's
Go
do
for
it.
All right. Let's go down. I guess we could start with the very first question. What it do, babe? Oh, wrong question. Sorry to catch
What it
you.
do?
All right.
Actually,
so-
an answer to that question.
What does it do?
What it do? All right. Let's see. How much are the players right now? The mint went up, right? From the
Yeah.
original one?
Yep. So we actually just raised the mint because we reached 5,000 players minted. Mint went from 0.02 WETH to 0.04. Still extremely accessible. We wanted to reward our early adopters and allow them to have it at a lower price, right? And but currently it's at 0.04 WETH on Polygon.
Nice. Okay. Next question, Henchman Sports. Question for the team. Will it be watch only simulation or will we have any input like pitch calling, stealing, etc.?
Yeah, good question. So the to start off, it will be strictly simulation. What we didn't want this to be was a gamers game it, right? Like only gamers can win. The idea behind it is that you enter based off of all the combinations of all the kids and cosmetics and everything like that, you get an output. We are going to be adding some type of strategy piece to the beginning where you can decide before you go into a game if you want to hit for power, if you want to do certain things. Like before the game starts, you can kind of decide kind of the strategy pieces before it. And based off of everyone's strategy picks, those all kind of go into the simulation as well and decide the outcome. So there will definitely be a strategy piece to it where you can enter like 3 or 4 different things that you want to focus on for the game, and that player will take that into the simulation.
Nice. Now, I know
Very
you touched
cool.
on it a little bit, but Coach Richie had asked, so how do you know what makes a player better when he's in there right now, obviously shopping? So,
well, I prefer plates that are pretty sturdy.
We're known for our grammar.
That's great.
I'm the terrible. I have so many typos. Andrew knows.
I do know.
Deciphering everything.
Yeah, it takes me a good minute or two.
I don't know why I proofread after I send it. It's like a habit. It's like oh no, why did I send that?
The question was, what makes a player good?
A player.
Yeah, what are you looking for? I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
a player.
You look at ours at 700 with
I got
bubble
tripped up
gum.
plates.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. When you're looking at a player, the best thing, I mean, again, it's all tier based. So you could look at 600 players or 500 players who are more specialized or whatnot. The better cosmetics you see or get, the more boosts you get to your player based off the cosmetic. And obviously there's, contact and everything. And the great thing about it is it's not like a hardcore baseball simulation. It's front yard baseball, very similar to backyard baseball, right?
Yeah.
It's fun and whimsical, but it does have stats behind it where you have to kind of figure out your player and where he does better. Does he do better in certain positions or whatnot? Pitchers can hit, hitters can pitch. That's part of the fun of it. Like when you're playing out in the yard with your friends, like no one's like, all right, a pitcher only. And, like they go up and bat, right? So that's part of it. And so kind of like looking at the nuances of how that plays out is part of the game, and we don't want to give that away too much on how it works. So
yeah, that was the best part of building this game. We're like, okay, how does baseball work? But how does like front yard baseball work? And we really kind of made a unique way. But what would backyard do is kind of what I referenced a lot because they did a great game. Also, similar to Zed, if you played it, you get in-game statistics afterwards, so you can kind of see how your kid's doing. So you can be able to clearly see how your kid's performing. There will be some statistical analysis, if you will, that shows you what your kid is good at. And so if you're building for a team, you'll know where your weak spot is. So, you'll go get a player on that specific point. If you're building just for a player, maybe you go for just batting power and batting contact. But if you're joining a neighborhood and they need a shortstop, then you maybe want to go for more defense. So I think there's a lot of strategies that you can take when finding your player. It just all depends on like what are you trying to play, what are you trying to do with it.
So ultimately, when you get ready to play a 9v9, can you like scout ahead the team you're going to play, or are matchups random? How are you gonna like match up with somebody else?
Yeah, so it's all matchmaking. We built that into the core of it. You look at Zed is a great model. I mean, they do kind of a lobby-based game, but we wanted to kind of speed things up and get people into slime goggles go hard. Get people into games, be able to play your players when you're about to go into a meeting or something, or whatever, right? Like be able to kind of put people into games. And so we create a matchmaking where you can sign your player up, you pay the fee, it gets put into a game, and is it a queue to be played with other players in that tier. So there's no like we don't want people to game the system. That's more so when you get into more of the strategy in the future, when we have the 9v9 grudge matches and the neighborhood matches. Like those will definitely be a lot more strategy behind, like picking and choosing where people go and what they do. But the kind of core of the game for the 9v9 first installment is it's just kind of like a fun pick me up game. So
nice.
So I know you answered set it and go, right?
Set it and go. Yep. You get your
there's
player,
no
you put
in-game.
it in. It's
Yeah,
8
so it's
other
just-
random people on your team.
And
then you go.
similar, one thing I'll add here, similar to Zed, there's free games. You can kind of see how your player plays, and so you can get an idea for it. And then you can choose to enter to the paid games. So
Cool.
there is that.
Nice. And I know for those that some were late earlier, I saw Sir Pizza's question in there and they answered this early. Do you need to own 9 to play? No, you don't. Is it great to own 2 full teams and not have to rely on anybody else? It is. It's nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
and the way
guys,
matchmaking works is that you can join multiple games at the time. So you could drop your pitcher here, you could drop your kid, so you can drop kids in.
awesome. Guys, in the chat, we also put the Discord link there for Front Yard Baseball. So if you want to go hop in there, get more info, get in the community, go mint some people, holler at me and Edge. We might be able to work out some trades. How you doing? Guys, I appreciate you taking time to hang out with us, letting us know about the project, and the fact that you guys also putting up a Front Yard Baseball giveaway as well. So after the show tonight, we'll do it on Twitter. We'll enter everybody's names, and we'll pull both winners tonight after the show. And, man, I want to start this thing where I ask you each one last question on night shift.
All right.
And I'll start. We'll go with Mike because Andrew already raised his eyebrows. I think he wants to make sure you answer first. All right. If there was one thing you would tell people on why they need to join Front Yard Baseball, what are you telling them, Mike?
You need a new drinking game?
Nailed it. Yeah.
This is great. It's a great one.
That is an acceptable answer. Andrew, I don't know if you're going to top
Like
that
it.
one. Go ahead, bro.
Look, Mike, I hate you. I'm not going to beat that one, but honestly, like the thing behind it is join if you can. The whole thing behind it is we're accessible. We want it to be open. If you want to be a part of a community that values, I guess, the founders respecting the users who buy their product, feel free to join. I mean, we're completely open with our financials. We're completely open with how we do things, how we operate. And we do that with our successes and with our with the low times as well. And so if that's something that you're interested in, we'd love to have you. But again, we don't want to force people to buy something that is out of their means. So if you just want to stop by and say hey, and we have tons of people who are super friendly and may give you a player to use or whatever, just stop by and say hi. But it's a fun project to be a part of because it's very unique in the space.
Yeah.
And you can drink and play. So
You see, he had to go back and tie in Mike's answer. That was perfect.
Yeah, it's like a
Man.
good cop.
I'm in corporate, so I have to give a response.
He was looking over his shoulder. HR, huh? All right. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Looking forward to the launch. And the Knights of Edje are coming to play, man. We're ready to take this game by storm. And I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more collabs here in the future. Appreciate you guys, man. Have a great night.
Oh,
Appreciate
thanks
y'all.
for having us, man.
Thanks, guys.
Got it. Later,
Thank
guys.
you.
Later.
Dude, that's so great. I'm excited about the game, man.
I was already really excited, but just hearing them talk through it, and like we were talking before the show, I said I really want to get a feel for like these guys and how their love of the game itself, and what their background is, and how they got into this, and what inspired them to go for this. And it's just, I heard a lot of good things, and I can tell you that 2 genuine guys. They're real. They put it all out there. Their transparency, like they said, is couldn't be possibly any more. And their honesty in the times where things have gotten a little rough for the last month or so, it just reaffirms my conviction that they're gonna succeed long term.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, and it made me super happy to have that one that they said was great. We had no idea, right?
Basically a Hall of Famer. Yeah,
it's all right. We've got a Hall of Famer, Knights of Edje. Real quick, everybody in the chat, those of you that might be watching that are shy to actually type something, listen. You want to get entered into winning one of the FYB players NFTs? We're giving 2 away tonight. Just even put one in there and say I'm shy in the chat. Whatever you want to say. Now I know we were going to have another guest on the show. I don't think one of them is here yet, but we could kind of touch on this, and I've got one guy back there to talk about it. But shifting gears, man, I feel like we need to throw a lot of love out to Sir Joe Candy. What he's doing, I mean, talk about community-led project, right? I mean, everything that poker community has done for the kingdom is crazy dope. And I mean, we literally had people in Florida playing all weekend long in tournaments. I know Dub G was trying to get on and come talk about that experience with us, but I think we do have Joe Candy back there. Joe is muted. It's all right. We'll mute them.
Joseph.
What's good?
Man,
There he is.
Sir Candy, how you doing?
Oh, you know,
The Candy
another
Man.
day.
Bro,
How you guys doing?
good. I mean, I really want to have you come up and talk a little bit. You know, you've got people that are loving what's going on with poker, and kind of just give everybody an update on what we've got going on and all the stuff you're putting together. And, you know, let's talk poker.
It's an exciting time. We got some great stuff coming up that I'm really excited for. We're gonna have a brand new club where all the tournaments will be free, and any night can qualify for a tournament with a $5,000 prize pool without putting up any money, just by playing in the free tournaments like the hoodie free roll, and going to have some other ones posted almost every day. So that's really exciting. The Florida trip was fun. Got to meet some fellow knights. It's a good time.
Do a little babysitting down there, Joe?
I was playing the whole time. I was like a ghost to a lot of the people. Only person I really got to spend time with was my Fortnite brother, Smoke. That was
Oh yeah.
Got to
Smoke
hang
was
out
there
Sunday
too, huh?
night.
Smoke's always a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's in his name, people. I mean, you don't question Smoke a lot of pot of his, okay? I mean, you're
You just roll with
it. Yeah, that's what he would say. Just roll with it.
It was fun.
But man, it seems like you've got so much going on. We've got the graph showing right now. September having that 5,000 free roll tournament. October, November, you got Steeds month, December. I mean, we brought in so many people new into the community because of the poker, man. And, you know, I think you're killing it, sir. You're killing it.
It's really the community. Like they're just, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. I was afraid when we had a bunch of people in Florida that the games would slow down, and we ended up having like one of the busiest weeks we've ever had with new people coming in. So that was a great surprise. And I think this is going to be great because people who don't normally play are going to get to play for free with something on the line with a nice prize at the end. Like the December trip, we're going to send someone to Las Vegas completely for free, like just by playing the free tournaments. And we haven't really seen
right
a poker play to earn project because they all focus on just giving out prizes and they eventually run out of money. We're here, we're set, like we're just a little part of the kingdom here, so we don't have to worry about that. And this is going to be so much fun for everybody, I think.
No doubt about it.
So, and just to touch on it, so for people in the chat that may not have taken part in poker yet or in that, you know, community that we're building over there, so everything's ran through Club GG, right? The app, and then we have
you can
a
download it on the computer or your phone. It's a great app. It's available in every country. Like we have people in Australia that normally can't play poker online, and one of the most loyal people we got, he having breakfast with us playing in the midnight games. Like it's crazy. Like, so it's been fun to meet people around the world that way too.
That's so awesome. Yeah, guys in the chat, if you haven't taken part in yet, get in Discord. You'll see the poker room there. Sir Candy usually will drop what the code is for you to get into those free rolls and the ones that are, paid tournaments, all that good stuff. Get
we
in
have
there.
the community led cash tournaments every day. Like, just had a $20 tournament with first place winning $160. So that's
Nice.
fun. We got a $40 tournament starting right now. Hopefully I can win that and then go win some Fortnite games with my buddy Evan.
We've got a very important discussion to have after this episode.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Joe, man, keep it up. I appreciate you hanging out for a second. Everything you're doing with the poker for the Knights of Edje is so good. And, we'll keep getting updates and finding out. I won't lie to you. I've gone into the last 3 free roll ones. I suck so bad. And the one time I started doing really good, the show started at 9, so I had to go all in. And I was like, I couldn't sit here and play while we're on stream. I mean, that would not work out too well.
Space Cowboy uses that excuse all the time, too, whenever he doesn't do well. I got to go to the show. I got to go. It was because of the show. But this will be great. And the new thing we got going with the free tournaments will be good for, people like you who haven't really played. You'll jump in these free ones. We're going to try to have them at all different parts of the day too, so people can do it. And you'll start with 10,000 play money chips. And then what it will be is, after the month or whatever, the 100 nights with the most play money chips will qualify for that $5,000 tournament. And we haven't posted the payouts, but first in that will probably be around 1,200, 1,300 range, with the top 20 players getting paid. So 20% of the field that qualifies. And if we don't have 100 to play, it just makes it better for all the nights that do play, because there'll be less people to compete against. So really no downside here.
Yeah, I mean, you got guys in the chat. I mean, you got hoodie winners like Agent Squirrel, who's super excited. You got Sir Pizza, who just likes to play and never win.
And honestly, when we were putting this together, it was people like Sir Pizza who play every Tuesday for free, but don't play in the money games we play. So it was, how can we get people like that more involved with poker? So having these free contests and giving them actually a chance to win real money down the line is something I'm really excited about.
Yeah. And I mean, it's great too, because I obviously you're also doing like Steeds giveaways and things like that with the tourney, but also now that cash element to it. It's huge, especially for poker, right? It's like, all right, I'm gonna take some cash. Man,
it's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Well, Joe, I'll make sure we push out that graphic later so everybody has it. And
I got to plug one more thing. Because I saw it get mentioned in chat about fantasy football, because tomorrow is a huge day for the King's Purse Fantasy Football Guild, because we have the DraftKings legendary pack drop tomorrow, and we have the passes that give us access to buy 3 legendary packs. So it's going to be a huge day ripping those packs. We're going to do them in Discord, probably fire up a Discord voice call so people can watch.
Nice. What time are you guys doing that, Joe?
I think we can. I'm trying to find out if we can open the packs right after we buy them. They haven't really answered when they'll unlock them to be opened, but I'll throw out a Knights tag in Discord so people can hop in, because the elite tier in that contest each week, first place is $100,000. So if we could put together a nice little lineup and give Knights that sweat every week, it could be really fun come football season for the upcoming great show, the D-Gen Huddle.
I don't know. I don't think people have been paying attention, but fantasy football season,
it's about to get real.
Got going. Football season's about to be a Knights of Edje staple, and we're gonna do it right. I don't think anybody's touching us.
It's like the poker action going on the weekends with the fantasy football sweats we're gonna have. Oh, it's gonna be a good time.
So much, guys. Make sure you're keeping your eyes open, paying attention in Discord, on Twitter. We got so much coming on. Joe, have a great night, bro. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Joe.
First episode of season 2, Edge. I think we did all right.
Not bad.
So
pretty
what
good
I'm gonna do
episode.
now, I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna grab everybody's names. I need about 15 minutes or so. I'll kick up a live stream on just Twitter. We'll do the 2 duck races so everybody can see it live, and there's no question of, ooh. What do you think, Edge? I mean, do I set it up right now and we just do it now? No, we need time to put the whole duck race.
We need to make sure we got everybody in there.
Get everybody's name.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the night shift. Next week, really exciting week on the night shift. We've got the creator and artist for the Red Village will be on next week. We've got Footium coming up the week after. We've got so many people lined up. It's going to be a good time. Real quick, tomorrow night is Thursday. I just found out we're doing a live fight night tomorrow, 8 p.m. Tune in with the Fight Night boys. Get your betting alpha for the UFC. 9 o'clock, we got the Twitter Spaces with the Dino Monks. Then Friday, we've got Tonight We Ride. And I think we're doing a lot of stuff, Edge.
There's a few things going on. And I got to say, those Fight Night guys, you talk about people that are crushing it.
Killing it.
I mean, I'm not even a big UFC guy, but those guys get me fired up. Like,
seriously,
their knowledge and their care for the sport and their attention to detail, obviously winning some people some money too, so that never hurts, but they're just doing a great job.
Yeah, and now we've actually given them some money from Knights for them to control that little pot and see what they can do, and we're going to bankroll them. Hey, they're killing it. I mean, you said it best, man. I pulled away from UFC for a long time, but now being the producer of that show, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm watching UFC every Saturday. I'm in the Discord, so they're killing it. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, 8 p.m. Also tomorrow morning, obviously, Yankees Morning Brew with our boy Hector. We've got so much going on. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey, Ed, you did an amazing job as my co-host for this one, bro. We're going to do it again.
You know, I was just glad to be here, whatever I can do to help. So it's fun being on with you, and had a great chat with those guys.
Heck yeah. All right, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat. We'll get those giveaways done. Have a good night. We're out.
KOD Media presents the #1 late night talk show in the entire metaverse. Covering everything you need to know in the Knight's realm. You're watching